Sup, wrestling fans? I'm Marcus Pierre.
And I'm David Joseph.
And this is the No Holds Barred podcast. Our mission statement is to provide reviews and our opinions on sports entertainment and professional wrestling as a whole. Now, on today's show, we're going to cover the predictions for the Clash of Champions pay-per-view. Now, as you know, on March 23rd of 2001, Vince McMahon did indeed purchase WCW. He purchased a majority of the wrestlers that were working in that promotion. He got all of the revenue there. He's a smart businessman, but most importantly, he had rights to the pay-per-views that WCW held, and one of the pay-per-views that they held was Clash of Champions. And honestly, Clash of Champions, it should be an awesome pay-per-view, clash of wrestling matches, personas, personalities, and then some. So expect to see greatness in its purest form. Now, on the card, the first match is Alicia Fox going one-on-one with the Beast, Nia Jax. Now, how I predict that match is going to happen, I believe that Nia Jax is obviously going to take the W. Honestly, she's been booked to perfection as of late, squashing just jobbers left to right, and she's even making the jobbers that she's squashing seem sympathetic to the crowd. From time to time, they cheer for those jobbers that Nia Jax is squashing. I feel like it would just be a bad move if Nia Jax was to take the loss to Alicia Fox. And honestly, she had just a great showing when she just put Alicia Fox with the barricade. I didn't see that coming. It was a big
It's not
wow
every
factor.
day you see a spot like that with the women, so
Not at all.
kudos to WWE with that decision.
But yeah, definitely, I gotta say, Nia Jax is definitely gonna take the W on that one.
Yeah, my prediction for this match, it's academic here. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know Nia Jax is going to go over. This feud is essentially to finally get her feet wet into real competition. As you know, if you've been watching Monday Night Raw, she's been working her way up and being built up by beating jobbers. This is her first true test with a veteran diva. You could call Alicia Fox a veteran. She's been with the company for about a decade now. My question to you, Marcus, and other fans out there that tune into the product, we see Nia Jax, and she's different. She's not like a diva. She's not like the pretty model diva. She's a monster. Will this lead sometime into a future for an intergender match involving Nia Jax and another man? Because the last time we saw a diva that was different and monstrous, China and Beth Phoenix, they fought a few men once in a while, not every week. Do you think that could lead to something like that in the future with Nia Jax?
Yeah, honestly, I can definitely see it happening because they definitely are futuring the women's revolution.
Yeah.
What better way to revolutionize the women's division than having a match with Nia Jax? I would love to see it. There's a lot of wrestlers that she can definitely work with. Yeah, I think it would definitely work to perfection. Absolutely. I wouldn't even mind seeing Nia Jax maybe hold the U.S. title. I would go as far as doing something like that, So, definitely Nia Jax. And our next match on the card is the women's match. Charlotte will be defending her women's championship against Sasha Banks and Bayley. And how I feel this match will commence, I believe that Charlotte will retain her women's title. She's having too good of a run right now. Sasha Banks, her time, it's coming, but just not yet. To be honest with you, if anybody's going to take the belt off of Charlotte in the near future, I believe that it would just be Bayley because they're the complete opposite of one another. Charlotte is very arrogant, but Bayley's very humble, and they just have a good dynamic working. But all in all, with just this match, I would definitely go with Charlotte.
I'm going to say Charlotte holds on to the title. I think the money is with her right now. You got to strike while the iron's hot. You got to ride the hot hand. And she is indeed the hot hand for the women's division on Raw. I think some way, somehow, Bayley and Sasha turn on one another and let their hunger to win the women's title get in the way. And then they'll probably drift off into their own thing. But my question to you is, you got to hold on Bayley. You got to hold off on her winning the title. And Sasha Banks, I do not think the money is in her right now. So, if you happen to, after Night of Champions, or Clash of Champions, if you have to separate Sasha and Bayley into a feud for now, who would you have step up and face Charlotte in the meantime? Because the way I see things, neither one of those women are in positions to compete after this because it would kind of oversaturate the matchup with Charlotte, in my opinion, the whole 4 horsewomen.
Yeah.
It would overexpose
it really would, though. Yeah, it would be, I agree. But if I was to have somebody feud with Charlotte, honestly, I would just put the jetpack on Asuka, draft her right up to have Asuka and Charlotte go one-on-one for that title.
I would love that.
The match never happened before. Clash of Styles, you got strong style.
Then Asuka would have to win.
Yeah, honestly, why not? Yeah, seriously. Honestly, she's a mystique of a character.
That'd be a meta curveball. I don't think WWE.
I mean, why not? I mean, Charlotte, she's already like a 2-time women's champion. She has the accolades in her belt. You know she's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
What about Paige?
Paige?
She's due for the comeback.
She is, but...
She don't need to win, but... She's a good placeholder. People forgot how good Paige was because she's been off TV for a while.
I hear you, but I mean, honestly, she wasn't really booked the best before the suspension. So it's like it would be hard for me to take her seriously.
Rebirth her, revive her.
But with what? What character? What gimmick?
Have her be the girl who's literally coming back and she's pissed off because her boyfriend got released. And
you want to bring a real life story
her
on screen?
Got released and she wants to avenge him and put on for him and fight for him.
I don't know if the company will let her say Alberto Del Rio's name.
It is the reality. She don't need to say his name.
I mean,
I think there's subtle ways to go about it, but
ultimately, I mean, if they were to do that, I mean, Charlotte would definitely have to go.
Yes. But I think she would be a nice stepping stone before Bayley eventually gets back to Charlotte, which we know that's probably the long-term plan. But let's move on to the next match.
So the next match of the night has to fight from underneath. You know, who has to scratch and claw just to get the win. At the end of the day, I expect a fluky finish from Chris Jericho, cheating somehow. Honestly, Chris Jericho right now, with the gift of Jericho, his gimmick is just too awesome, and I don't want it to diminish it anyway with the loss. You know, with the stupid idiot gimmick and the its and stuff. Like, he's on a wave of momentum. Sami Zayn, you know, he doesn't necessarily need to always, you know, be on the winning end to be over with the crowd, because no matter what, you know, the crowd is always going to love Sami Zayn. So, Chris Jericho.
I will himself and keeping himself relevant. I like that. I like what he's doing right now. Always willing to pull over a young star. I'll admit, I went back and forth on this. I wouldn't be surprised if Sami Zayn does get more credibility when he scratches and claws and makes the comeback. But I'm going to say Sami Zayn wins this in some type of fluky fashion himself. I think a roll-up.
He's going to cheat?
No, like a roll-up or catching him off guard. Something like that for Jericho to make an excuse for another rematch to keep this going. Because I do think they could extend this for another month maybe. And ultimately, I hope one of them ends up feuding with Kevin Owens, if not both of them. But
thing is, I don't want to split up the Jericho and Kevin Owens.
So have Sami go over.
The faction itself. There's time for that. You gotta wait on it. It's a marathon. Kevin Owens going forward could always use Jericho in his matches just to win. You see what I'm saying? So he has that kind of dynamic. But either way, I feel like Sami Zayn will benefit, in my opinion. But the fourth match on this card is Cesaro going one-on-one with Sheamus in the best of 7 series. This is the last match. David, I'm gonna let you take this one.
I think the plan is for Cesaro to come back. He's gonna embarrass Sheamus, kind of like the Cavs embarrassed the Golden State Warriors when they came back from 3-1 in the NBA Finals. So consider Cesaro the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's gonna come back from 3-0 in the match series.
Yeah, I gotta say I definitely agree with you. Yeah, Cesaro definitely has to win this match. At the end of the day, I feel like he needs to win a little bit more. Honestly, this whole best of 7 series was tailor-made to show what Cesaro can do inside of the ring, you know, just to show that he's more than just a wrestler. Telling story after story with the back injuries and just coming back from that. But ultimately, I just want to see a stipulation going forward, and the winner gets to verse Kevin Owens at some point in time in the future, because I don't want them to wrestle just for the sake of wrestling. You see what I'm saying? So there needs to be a prize that Mick Foley will announce on Raw the week after.
Definitely headline a pay-per-view. They're good. They're more than good enough in the ring.
Definitely. And if you feel that they would be, Cesaro and Kevin Owens would be capable of headlining a pay-per-view. If you feel that Sami Zayn should win against Chris Jericho, let us know in the comments section. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page at the No Dash Holds Barred Podcast. But also, feel free to follow us on our Instagram page at the T.N.H.B_podcast. Remember, we'll hold your attention.